Welcome back to the Ed Morrissey Show. Joining me as always towards the end of the week, Thursdays or Fridays, depending. Duane, Generalissimo Patterson of the Hugh Hewitt Show, producer extraordinaire, master of the universe, HUGHNIVERSE.com, the troll-free web surfing experience for Hugh Hewitt fans and listeners. I'm a member. You should be a member by now. And Duane, America needs a superhero. If you're a master of the universe, that should be you, right?
No, definitely not. I'm going to be too busy engaging with Strom in the Fusion Wars.
The Fusion Wars. Talk a little bit about that too. You had a VIP post go up today. By the time that people are going to watch this, it hasn't yet gone up as we're talking.
That apparently
it's a fun piece. I like
that. Apparently, is directly contradicted by Strom. Hotair.strom got to the Fusion story before I did.
Mr. Fusion. I like the Mr. Fusion thing, though. The Mr. Fusion thing, you've got me convinced just with the Back to the Future reference. But when I'm talking about a superhero, I'm of course talking about Donald Trump's rather strange announcement yesterday on Trump social, through Truth Social. Really, Trump Social is what it is. And it's a very short announcement. It says America needs a superhero. Donald Trump says that. And then it shows this sort of weird animation of Trump opening up his shirt to show sort of like a Superman outfit underneath. And he has laser beams shooting out his eyes and doing this sort of thing. And then it says, stand by for a major announcement Thursday, December 15th, today. Now, as of the time that we're recording this, at least we don't think we've seen the major announcement. Nothing major has actually come out from the Trump campaign for the last day and a half.
No, right? the only thing that I thought it was, and I was late to the game. I didn't see the New York Times cover this, but I thought it was that Trump was going to go back and sue the Pulitzer Prize Committee for awarding the prize to the Russia authors, and he wants to reclaim that because of fake news. So he's still going back and fighting. He's fighting 6 years ago.
Well, and that came out a day and a half ago. It came out
right.
late.
So that's not that. That's obviously not it. Or at least I don't think it is. But
I'm not sure how that would be a major announcement anyway, and why that would relate to being a superhero.
Unless his superhero abilities are time travel, going back and relitigating the past again.
Well, he tried that superhero power, and it didn't work out very well in the midterms, right? He recruited a bunch of candidates that wanted to go back and relitigate 2020. And that did not work out well for him. It didn't work out.
He was 2-14. He was 2-14 in the midterms in key races in states that Biden won in 2020 that are true legitimate swing states. He was 2-14. That's well below the Mendoza line. That's not going to keep you in the bigs very long.
No, it won't. And what it does also is it really instructs people that the electorate really doesn't care about 2020 anymore, at least not as a voting issue.
No, they're done. They're done.
You could have figured that one out on your own. I mean, voters usually look to the future, or at least the present. They're not terribly interested in relitigating the past.
They certainly seem to vote that way, yes.
Yeah. And so brings us back to what the possible major announcement might be today. Now, I have a post that went up this morning talking about what I thought some of the potentials were. The New York Post had some suggestions on this. The New York Post called this a bizarre video, which I think is pretty safe to say it's a little on the strange side for somebody who's a declared, a major declared candidate for president, depicting yourself as a superhero with laser beams coming out of your eyes. At least it's novel. I don't think there's ever been a presidential candidate that did that on their own. I mean, we've seen, and we've laughed about this, right? We've seen people try to do comic book versions of Joe Biden, of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, right? And some of the squad. And we've laughed about that because it's just supremely silly to look at politicians that way. but I don't think I've ever seen it done by a candidate themselves or
Look,
a politician themselves.
we all famously remember the artwork of Ronald Reagan riding the Velociraptor, right? You remember seeing that one?
No, I don't think I remember seeing that one.
There's one out there of Ronald Reagan with an American flag behind him riding a Velociraptor, like a horse.
Okay.
And it's spectacular. Reagan didn't do that himself. He didn't post that on his own account.
No.
There are people that loved and adored Ronald Reagan and thought he was the biggest stud of a president we've ever had. Arguably, they've got something to say about that. And so they created this great graphic. Trump is doing this about himself again. The ego, just the monumental ego, the colossalness of the ego. It was novel in 2015. It was humorous in 2016. It was a little off-putting as president in 2017 and 2018. It was annoying in 2019. It got him de-elected in 2020. And now it's pathetic in 2022.
Yeah. Again, I don't have a problem with him running for president. I'd just like him to do it a little bit more professionally than this particular announcement would indicate. Can you imagine being asked?
It's not serious. It's just not serious.
It's not serious, So I actually have gotten some comments on this. And one of them actually I enjoyed. It says Morrissey is feeling particularly bulletproof today. Not a whole lot of comments supporting this, but there are a few potential things, and maybe by the time that this actually gets posted, we'll know what the announcement was. I don't know when this announcement's coming down today. It hasn't posted yet, as far as we know. I'll give you a couple out of the comments section. One is filing a lawsuit claiming that the 2020 election was rigged and that he's rightful president. That certainly would be a major announcement. That would qualify as a major announcement. I'm not sure who you sue, though. They've already sued the various states in which the election occurred, and those lawsuits didn't pan out. That's called an election challenge. You do that after states certify their elections, but before they send the electors to vote in the
There is not a court. There is not a court in America that is going to do that. There is not an army around that is going to back his play and do the coup. Look, I'm no fan of Joe Biden. I would love Joe Biden to go away and stay there and take the entire crowd with him. I would like Joe Biden to go away on Pete Buttigieg's private plane and never come back. I am no fan of what's going on there, but that's not how any of this works.
No, it isn't how any of this works. And you can file all the lawsuits you want.
It ain't gonna go anywhere.
It's like suing the Pulitzer Committee, right? Which was the announcement that came out 2 days ago.
Which again, all he's doing is he's relitigating 2016 and 2017. It's just nobody cares.
Yeah, it's just silly. It's just absolutely silly. And so yeah, so that's one potential. The other potential, and this one I hadn't actually considered. Actually, let's hold off on that one. Let's talk about a couple of the other ones. One is picking a running mate, which I did put in there. That would be a major announcement that would have to do with the campaign. Needless to say, it would be novel. Most presidential campaigns wait until after they've gone through enough of the primaries to know that they're actually going to win before they pick a running mate. Plus, most people who would be considered for running mate positions wouldn't necessarily latch on to one candidate until sometime in the primaries. At least they were somewhat confident that they were going to win them. That might be interesting. Who among them would do that? Maybe Kari Lake would sign on as Trump's running mate. The problem with that, though, is that Kari Lake lost her last election too, and probably wouldn't help him carry Arizona. So I'm not necessarily sure what you gained from making that announcement.
Number one, she lost. Number two, does she have an ego somewhere in her personality?
Yeah.
She does, doesn't she?
Everybody who runs at this level has an ego.
Okay,
Some have larger ones than others, but everybody who runs at this level has an ego.
I get that. I get that. Did Mike Pence have an ego to the degree of no, he didn't, did he?
No, but he's also not. Yeah, I mean, and by the way, I don't think Trump can handle having a running.
That's what I'm getting at. Do you think Donald Trump is going to be able to have somebody share the limelight with him that's just as big of an egomaniac as he is? I don't think that's going to happen.
No. So, I mean, but it's a possibility. Maybe he's found somebody, maybe it's Matt Gaetz, right? Matt Gaetz is involved in another one of these options, by the way, but maybe it's Matt Gaetz or maybe it's somebody in the House that is, a real strong ally of Trump's that Trump can trust with this. But this brings us to option number 3, I guess, so far that which is that Trump is going to run for Speaker of the House, which is a possibility because you don't have to actually be a member of the House of Representatives to be its Speaker. All you need to do is get a majority of the members to vote for you as Speaker.
See, I endorse that. I endorse that entirely. Here's why I endorse that entirely. Okay. If he announces he's going to run for Speaker of the House, what does that do to his presidential ambitions?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that I bring up in my post too, is that it basically precludes him from being able to run for president.
It sure does.
Not legally, but just in terms of practical considerations, because he's going to be tied up in Congress during that entire time.
Correct. Except, and if he does run for Speaker of the House, you think he's going to get 218?
He's not going to get 20.
See, I don't think he is either.
No, but I mean,
even if he runs, even if he runs and gets hammered, is he going to then say, well, I guess that didn't work, but now I'm going to be president again? I'm just going to keep this presidential campaign going? He's going to look like a effing idiot.
Yeah. He's going to look very silly. And, well, he's going to look very silly.
He's going to look sillier than the laser beam Justice League Trump.
Yep. I mean, for a guy who is trying to predicate his political value on the fact that he always wins, the fact is that he's lost quite a bit of late, and running for Speaker of the House and getting clobbered in that effort would definitely be another ding to the reputation. And it's not really necessary. If Matt Gaetz wants to propose him for Speaker of the House, let Matt Gaetz do it. Don't get involved in it, and therefore you don't have to take the hit if you lose. You can always say, "Well, that wasn't me. That was Matt."
Oh, the entertainment value will be something.
But if he's actually going to announce that he is purposely running for Speaker of the House and gets clobbered, yeah, that's a whole other kettle of fish. Now, I mean. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So if we're gonna go total WAS here, wild ass speculation.
Well, that's all we've got, right? Wild ass speculation.
As of when we're recording this, all we have is wild ass speculation. Okay. You want my wild ass speculation?
Sure.
America needs a superhero. Because of what the left and the courts and all the lawsuits and all the legal challenges and the coming indictments, all that's done to him. America does need a superhero. It's going to be Don Jr.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Run Don Jr. Actually,
Run Don Jr. And he's got my full endorsement, and he's going to try. He's going to try and pass on the legacy to somebody.
Won't work. Nobody.
I don't think it's got. I'm not saying it's going to work.
What has Don Jr. ever done other than be Donald Trump's son? I mean, at least Donald Trump had a track record of real accomplishment and real wealth building. Don Jr. has a track record of being Donald Trump's son. So he's also got a track record of fumbling into that stupid Trump Tower meeting with Natalia, what's her name? A meeting that no
I
experienced political
know,
operative
I
would
know,
ever have agreed to take in their right mind.
but
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be Don Jr. anyway. If he was going to do something like that, it'd be Ivanka.
she wants nothing to do with politics
Well, that's
now.
the she wants nothing to do with her father running. So if he was going to do something like that, it'd be Ivanka.
Oh no,
Don Jr.'s not the future there. Ivanka's the franchise. She's the smart one. She's the one who is the most politically adept of all of them. And so if it was anything like that, it'd be Ivanka. And it could be.
now if he were to do something like that, and again, I'll even grant you the Ivanka stunt, whatever. But let's say he does something like this: the 10% of the Republican base, or the 15%, or the 20%, or whatever number we throw at it, that isn't just pro-Trump, but are only Trump, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's the never Trumpers. There's the red hats and the MAGA people, and then there's the only Trumpers. The only Trumpers are ones that it's either Trump or nothing. You've lost me. I'm done. A lot of MAGA people, if Trump weren't going to run, they would shift and they'd go for DeSantis. They'd go for whoever. There'd be somebody that would be the most Trumpy type of person out there, and they would migrate if Trump weren't in the game. But there's a subset, there's a Venn circle somewhere in there of only Trumpers. Now, would those only Trumpers follow along genetics and go for an Ivanka?
Yeah, probably.
See, I'm not so sure.
Well, let me put it to you this way. They do you get more draft from Ivanka than you ever would for Don Jr.
You would, except that to me, the only Trumpers, they're cult of personality people.
Yeah, but their cult icon wouldn't be in the race either way, or would be in the race to the same extent either way, right? As
right, but if she
of the next generation.
But then she's got the worst of all possible options, right? The base that she's got to have behind her has got to be able to follow her in lockstep, and they want to see that same kind of attitude. They want to see that same kind of bravado. That's not her gig. That's not her style. If she doesn't do the bravado, is she going to motivate her base enough?
I think the base comes along anyway. I think the value there is that she can actually reach out better than Trump can to some of the other factions in the Republican Party.
You see,
and maybe to some independents.
The reason I'm even going down this whole road, I mean, I started with Don Jr., but I'm all right with the Ivanka thing. The reason I'm thinking that it could be something like this kind of an option, or this is where my head goes, is because if you're Donald Trump, this is your only way back in. I mean, unless you are absolutely, totally off the deep end, cray, you've hijacked the train to Crazy Town, right?
Right.
You can't look around and honestly see a path to the White House for you at this point. You can get the nomination. There's a lot of things that can happen, but women aren't going to vote for him. There are so many problems that he's going to face in a general election, and the amount of money he's going to have to spend, because donors have already started to slam the door on him, saying, not so much. Big money donors are not in, and have publicly said so. They're not going to be for Trump. I'm just not seeing he's got a path. But if he wants an ally that's going to be able to protect him, using the trappings of the Oval Office to be able to keep him out of legal jeopardy for the next period of time. If you're Donald Trump, your plan B is to have one of your kids do it, right?
Well, right. And if it's going to be one of the kids, it's Ivanka. I'm sorry, that's the only option he's got.
Honestly, Ivanka probably has got the best sales pitch to make. She actually was the least crazy of the bunch. Now,
Right.
The never Trumpers will never go along with her because she's a Trump, and right, there's no way, no possible way of doing it. But if she comes across as kind of a center right type of person and appeals to the mom subset and appeals to, on the education issue, and she can talk the language, she could actually be formidable in a primary, right?
Yeah. I don't know if she could be formidable. Honestly, I think that
she could be more
she'd be marginally more formidable than Donald himself.
That's what I'm trying to say.
She'd be a lot more formidable than Don Jr., but that's a relative scale.
Right.
I don't think anybody's really interested in a Trump dynasty at all. I don't even think that some of the only Trumpers are really interested in a Trump dynasty.
You see, and that's
just what Donald himself.
That's what I'm saying. The only Trumpers, if Donald's not in and he says, I'm out for whatever reason, they're going to say, okay, well, the magic's gone. I'm out.
So the last option I'm going to throw at you here is he's pulling out of the Republican primary and launching an independent bid for the president.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think the chance of that is 0%.
I will say this: the timing would be right, because in order to do this, and I've said this all along, because people are saying, well, if he doesn't get the nomination, he can run independent. And I keep reminding people, it's not that simple. You have to get on the ballot in a lot of those states. In a lot of those states, if you wait until after the end of the primary, it's already too late to get on the ballot.
The amount of the legal talent, the legal brain power out there, to be able to get him on the ballot in all 50 states are already committed for the parties.
Not necessarily. I mean, this is still early days. There's a lot of legal talent out there that hasn't been hired. That's the other problem with doing it.
Who's going to work for him that's worth a damn?
Well, right. I'll get to that. I mean, this is the Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood problem. Is that nobody really wants to be associated. Nobody in the legal profession really wants to be associated with Trump in terms of campaigns. They'll represent him in other ways, and even then, he's having trouble finding good representation.
I hear Jeff Sessions is available these days. He's got a legal background.
Yeah, I don't think Jeff Sessions wants to have anything to do with Donald Trump anymore either.
What about Bill Barr?
Yeah, no. But at any rate, right now you don't.
Chris Christie. I'm sure Chris Christie would help him.
Right now you don't need legal. What you need is organization. I mean, the legal stuff can follow down the road. What you need is organization. You have to set up organizations in each of these states to get, the petitions, get signatures on petitions to get onto the ballot. And I mean, that's just the nuts and bolts of this. And you need a lot more of that if you're running outside of major parties. Ross Perot understood this.
And you need to flush a metric shit ton of money to do this.
Now, he's got about $150 million in the bank, and that's probably enough to get a good start on that. I don't know if it's enough to complete it, but it's enough to get a good start on it.
But
Ross Perot spent like $35 million, and that was 30 years ago.
But if you're Donald Trump at 80 years old, is that really what you want to do? You want to take the family money, basically? And
this isn't the family money. This isn't family money. This is the money that he's raised over the last cycle. He's got $150 million in the bank because he didn't spend it on the candidates he recruited. He just pocketed it. His campaign just pocketed it. So they got the money.
But he would spend that just to be able to take the field and play on the field. Then you've actually got to fund an actual campaign.
Well, I don't think that fundraising is really his problem. His problem is organization. He doesn't know how to do it. That's the reason why the RNC had to step in twice to rescue him, right? They rescued him in 2016, and they basically preemptively rescued him in 2020.
And it ain't going to happen this time.
No, because the RNC won't be there to rescue him if he runs outside of the two-party system. He won't have that type of field organization. He'll have to build it himself, and he's not good at that. He proved that in 2016. I mean, prior to him getting the nomination, he didn't really have a field organization to speak of. I mean, he was holding rallies, and that was enough to get the nomination, but it wasn't enough to actually win an election. So if you're looking at that, if he's running independent, he doesn't have to worry about winning a nomination anymore. But but he hasn't ever shown a talent for field organization the way that Barack Obama did, who's masterclass level at field organization.
Unless the independent bid isn't really to get on the ballot and isn't really to win, what the independent thing is a year-long Elton John farewell tour.
Yeah, probably. And then at the end of that, he won't be on the ballot in hardly any states.
And it won't matter, but he'll be cleaning up after all the merch sales and all the money raised from the rallies.
Oh, wait a minute.
Do we have an announcement?
Did
it just happen?
Major announcement. My official Donald Trump digital trading card collection is here. These limited edition cards feature amazing art of my life and career.
That can't be it.
It's from his Truth Social account. And it says major announcement. It's a major announcement. CollectTrumpCards.com. I'm going to let you chew on that for just a moment because I really do have to edit this post now to note what the major announcement was. Collect the whole set. Are we kidding? Oh my gosh. Are we actually kidding?
Okay.
Take a look at Ben Shapiro's Twitter feed while I'm playing second fiddle.
I think I've Ben Shapiro. Thank God the digital trading cards are here. It was indeed a major announcement. Facts. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what the trading cards do. The trading cards just guaranteed that Asa Hutchinson gets in. The trading cards just guaranteed that Nikki Haley gets in. The trading cards just guaranteed that Larry Hogan gets in. The trading cards just guaranteed that that Chris Christie gets in. The trading cards just guaranteed that Greg Abbott gets in. The trading cards just they're all going to get in because they're all going, oh, sweet Jesus, he's lost it. He ain't gonna.
I'll say this. I don't think that that's what it guarantees. I think it might guarantee that they clear the field for Ron DeSantis to make sure that they get way past Donald Trump. This might be an argument for everybody else to just say, you know what? We need to get out. Let Ron DeSantis take this on.
Okay, but here's the problem with Ron DeSantis. Why does he want to get in this early?
Oh, no, not this early. But I think everybody knows he's going to get in. I'm not saying that he should announce, but what I'm saying is that everybody else who might be thinking in the field that this is a good time to challenge might be looking at this and saying, you know what? It's just more important that we marginalize this guy as fast as possible.
What the hell are you talking about? There is nothing a Republican candidate or potential candidate could do to marginalize Donald Trump more than what the hell am I looking at? CollectTrumpCards.com.
Collect Trump.
You can't marginalize somebody more than he just marginalized himself. Oh my Lord. I mean, at least when Joe Biden had the Dark Brandon meme, it wasn't Joe Biden doing it. It was other people doing it, right?
Yeah. Trading cards. I mean, I'll just read the whole thing here so that people who are watching this. My official Donald Trump digital trading card collection is here. These limited edition cards feature amazing art of my life and career. Collect all of your favorite Trump digital trading cards, very much like a baseball card, but hopefully much more exciting. Go to collecttrumpcards.com and get your cards now. Only $99 each. Would make a great Christmas gift. Don't wait. They will be gone, I believe, very quickly.
Okay, so I think you and I are good for $50 a pop, right? You and I go in halvesies on it, and we donate a card, or we donate a set of cards to the Lincoln Project.
I am not going to spend money on. I don't care if it's $1. I'm not putting, because this is just going into the same kitty that he's been doing. This is a fundraiser.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
That's
this is
you know what this is really not good.
digital trading cards. Digital digital freaking trading cards.
They're not even it's not it's the cryptocurrency of trading cards. It's not even actual trading cards. It's Doge cards.
It's Doge cards. It's FTX cards. And it's not even an NFT, right? They're not even NFTs. So, which would actually be pretty decent fundraisers. These are just digital cards. I guess you put them in digital bicycle spokes.
Ed, what do you think Xi Jinping is doing right now?
Laughing his ass off.
Of course he is. What do you think Vladimir Putin is doing right now? Well, we know what Vladimir Putin's doing right now. He's looking over his shoulder to see who's about ready to, push him out the window, right?
Yep.
But still, what do you think world leaders are seeing when they see this now?
Thank God he's gone.
Unbelievable.
I don't know what to tell you, man. What can I say? I mean, digital trading cards. Digital trading cards.
I can't even imagine what Twitter is going to do with this over the next 12 hours.
Have a blast. By the way, the other option of this was that he was going to return to Twitter, but they just got done trying to keep the investors in line for True Social. And that's based on Trump being exclusive to that platform. So I knew it wasn't going to be he's coming back to Twitter. Can't do it. Yeah, trading cards, man. Digital trading cards. That's the future. I don't even know what to say. It's so damn silly.
We get paid to talk for a living. We get paid to. There's nothing that surprises us. We have seen it all. Between you and me, we have 100 years of experience in looking at politics.
Yeah,
I have never seen anything like this.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know. I don't even know where to go for with this.
I don't either. But we've just spent 30 minutes on the build up to digital trading cards. And I got to tell you, it's one of the most fun shows I've done. I wanted to talk about we're going to have to do another one next week. We got to get it in before Wednesday, though. So we could do the year in review. Maybe we'll do something on Tuesday so we can do a year in review show. Because I actually kind of wanted to do that today, but this ended up taking up the whole doggone pot.
Oh, for pity's sake. Okay. So the alpha male, you know who the alpha male is?
Well, I know what an alpha male is.
No, do you know who the alpha male is?
No, I mean, I guess I don't know the reference. What you're talking about.
You know who Nick Adams is?
I think I've heard the name, but remind me who Nick Adams is.
Nick Adams is the James Corden of conservative pundits.
Okay.
Slightly pudgy, kind of a foreigner. He's Australian instead of Brit, but he brands himself an alpha male. His claim to fame is Trump is the greatest thing ever in the history of greatest things, and if you don't like Trump, you're not an alpha male. And he's Schlichter and I have been having fun about Nick Adams behind his back for quite some time, because he's really kind of a piece of work. And he just tweeted 55 seconds ago, President Trump's major announcement is a total game changer just in time for Christmas. The president just released an incredible collection of digital trading card NFTs. Check out these incredible designs and get yours before they're sold out.
Is that on the level, or is he being?
Yes, no, he truly thinks this is the greatest thing. If you don't know where Donald Trump's colon ends and where Nick Adams' head begins, there is no separation point. All I can tell you is, wow. This is going to separate the men from the boys. I'm trying to think of the people that are going to have the most fun with this today.
Oh God. The ridicule is going to be off the charts.
Okay, so you come up with your list over the next couple of minutes as we're talking. I'll come up with my list. Try to come up with 10. Tell me 10 people on Twitter that you're going to look to see whose reaction are. And we can probably do this on the fly and crowdsource. I'll tell you my first one. My first one is to see what Jonah Goldberg's reaction to this is. Who would be somebody you'd want to see the reaction to?
I know what Jonah's reaction is going to be, because Jonah's kind of a never Trumper. He's a smart guy. He's a never Trumper. So I know.
But he can be a clever writer too. He can.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be worth reading, right? In that sense, I'd also say Alla Pundit, Nick Cartogio, right?
Alla Pundit would be a gas to see.
They're both at the Dispatch, so you can go over to the Dispatch.
It would be yes. I would love to see what Garrity has to say about this.
Garrity would be another one. I'm actually more curious to see from the sort of the MAGA crowd what the reaction to this is going to be, just to see how much people are still drinking the Kool-Aid, right?
I cannot wait to see Schlichter. And what Schlichter's reaction?
Schlichter's been saying it's time to move past him, but yeah, I mean Schlichter's going to be just absolutely, I think.
I can't wait to see Adam Baldwin's reaction.
We're going to be doing the recording today.
I can't wait to see what Baldwin's reaction is. This.
Oh my God!
Can you imagine what the reaction is going? What is Mary Catherine Ham going to say about this?
Well, again, I mean, I think that the people who were critical of Trump before are just going to be more critical of Trump. I'm just kind of seeing what Trump's defenders, how they react to this major announcement. I mean, I think it's our colleague Jennifer Van Laar reposted her thing about the major award from Christmas Story.
Oh yes.
The leg lamp. Yes. This is basically the leg lamp of politics, is what this is. This is the leg lamp of politics. This is the major award. Must be Italian. It says Fragile on it.
What does Storm Paglia say about this?
Yeah, Storm, Matt Vespa, our good friends Storm and Vespa.
Okay, I got one for you. What does Mike Pence say about this?
Well, Mike Pence is already kind of taking aim at Trump.
I understand. What does Mike Pence say about the trading cards?
What does Carrie Lake say about the trading cards?
Very good question. Very good question. What
Yeah.
does
What does Matt Gates say about the trading cards? About the major announcement with the laser beams shooting out of the eyes? The major announcement tomorrow. I mean, really.
it's otherworldly.
It really is. Hey, we're about out of time. We got to wrap this up. But what's coming up tomorrow in the Hugh Hewitt Show? Trading card? Are we going to be discussing trading cards on the Hugh Hewitt Show tomorrow?
Oh, if this truly is it, my guess is that it's going to come up. That would be my guess is going to come up a little bit. I'm looking real quick just off the fly just to see if Hugh has had a chance to weigh in on the trading cards yet. No, he has not weighed in on the trading cards yet. He's probably stunned. Hugh has seen a lot in his 66 years. I don't think he has seen anything like this.
Just grifting MAGA.
Oh,
He's going to grift MAGA for a few more months. That's one of the commenters at Hot Air. It's just it's just a MAGA grift. He's grifting off his supporters. That's it.
Okay, but then
they don't even get physical cards. You get spending $99 and all you get is digital.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not. You don't even get a set of cards. It's crypto.
All right. So
it's Sam Bankman-Trump.
He's probably going to discuss this tomorrow. What else is coming up on tomorrow's Hugh Hewitt Show? We could go on like this for hours, and
my stars! No, we shouldn't have because the times are too serious for this crap. But it is what it is. We will be talking to Larry Arnn tomorrow. We will try to avoid talking about this with him tomorrow, but we'll see. Admiral Stavridis, who has, a serious thinker about geopolitics. We'll ask him about trading cards to see what he has to say. Oh God. I just don't even know. Sonny Bunch. Sonny Bunch. I guarantee you Sonny Bunch is going to want to take his time away from reviewing Fern Gully 2 to talk about the trading cards because he's such a Trump fan.
Dances with Ewoks in Fern Gully 2. I mean, did you see the Hollywood Reporter's review of this? It said it's even, the narrative is even more feeble than it was in the first one, but it's great. You still have to see this movie.
Yes, my guess is we're going to be talking about trading cards. I'm going to be talking about trading cards this afternoon.
All right. Well, you know what? Tune in tomorrow at 6 a.m. Eastern time, 5 a.m. in God's time zone, 3 a.m. on the left coast, so that you can buy them all, collect the whole set. And then we're going to announce the Hugh Hewitt Show trading cards. And, I will actually be one of the trading cards, right? Because I'm guest hosting on the 28th.
This is probably, yes, you are. This is probably the only day where I truly wish I had your job as managing editor. Why? For no other reason then I would love to be the one to have your access to the back end of hotair.com to see the piranhas feeding on the raw flesh that is the story in on the dashboard right now, to see who's fighting for who's going to get a story up first.
Well, I've already updated my story, so I've got to update it with the red headline update, right? So,
but yours isn't going to be the only one.
I don't think it'll be the only one. I don't know how much oxygen everybody else wants to apply to this, to be frank. But
how can everybody not want to bite at this apple?
Right now, there's nothing up, but I mean, I'm not going to tell you that's probably going to change as the day wears along.
I'm just thinking that's going to change.
All right. Well, don't forget to tune in tomorrow. And Duane, people can watch this through the Hughniverse, HUGHNIBERSE.com, the troll-free web surfing experience for Hugh Hewitt fans and listeners. You can watch the show unfold live on video if you're a member. If you're not, you have to go to the AM radio dial. And Duane, this is the easiest layup I think in the history of our show, what should people do if they can't find it on the AM radio dial?
You make a trade. Hey, I got the Trump Velociraptor card. You make a trade with a GM. We are now relegated to playing Pokemon Go with Donald Trump cards.
Well, there you go, folks. That's how you do it. But if that doesn't work, and it won't, you can always go to hughhewitt.com, listen to the live audio feed. Duane, Generalissimo Patterson, thanks for being with us tonight. Tonight, you're going to be up on the after show at 8 p.m. Eastern time, talking about this and other stories, mostly this. So people can tune into that too. Thanks for being with us. And we'll try to get something in for next week. We got to do a wrap-up show.
We do indeed. I will leave you with the immortal words of Charlie C.W. Cook over at National Review, who writes, well, at least he is laser focused.
On that note, thanks, Duane. We'll talk again next week, and stay tuned for one last message from the Ed Morrissey Show coming up.
Oh, eye bleach. Goodbye. See ya.
All my stars and garters. Yeah, there you go. The Beast from X-Men, which also probably has trading cards. All right. Good night, everyone. This is Ed Morrissey of hotair.com for Townhall. Media outlets erupted in outrage at an accusation from Elon Musk about Yoel Roth's work as the top trust and safety officer at Twitter. Musk claimed Roth ignored child abuse and exploitation, citing his PhD dissertation as evidence, where Roth argued gay hookup platforms should remain accessible to gay and queer minors. Yes, Roth did argue that the platforms should develop safety protocols to keep them from being engaged by older users and allow them a safe space to find each other. But Roth's media defenders missed the point. He also argued that the platforms themselves should largely be absolved of liability for real-world predatory conduct and other illegal activities. Remember, his censorship regime at Twitter was predicated on the opposite, claiming that political engagement was dangerous, even between adults. So, the result at Twitter was the infantilization of adult users, while arguably ignoring the real threats and exploitation aimed at children. I'm Ed Morrissey. Thanks for watching and listening to the Ed Morrissey Show podcast. I just want to drop you a note to remind you that we are still going into 2024 with guns blazing, if you will, and with all sorts of momentum going towards Republicans. Even after a disappointing midterm cycle, there is plenty of reason to be hopeful about what's coming up in 2024. There is also plenty of reason to worry about the impact that big tech and government agencies like DHS are going to have on the political debate, especially on big social media platforms. That's why it is still more important than ever to support Hot Air and our other Town Hall properties by becoming a VIP or a VIP Gold member. Now, being a VIP member or VIP Gold member means that you can comment on the posts, and the comment sections are getting very lively. Great comment sections. We're really getting a good commentary out there in the com boxes. But you also get exclusive content such as Duane Patterson's twice weekly columns, Tom Jackson's twice weekly columns from Florida, which is going to be a key battleground in 2024 and a key indicator, especially if Ron DeSantis does get into the race as we expect, of where the Republican Party is going to go. We've got The Amiable Skeptics with Adam Baldwin and I, twice weekly, 2 episodes a week, our video presentation exclusive for VIP members. Plus, we have the VIP Gold Chat with Cam Edwards of BearingArms.com. It's the most fun hour of the week. And I can tell you that both Cam and I will every single time make that claim. The most fun hour of the week, and our VIP Gold members get a chance to participate in it by putting in their comments and questions, and we respond directly to those. In fact, that's the entire reason for having that 1 hour chat on Wednesdays at 1:30 Eastern time. If you're a VIP or VIP Gold member, you can be part of that, and you can use the promo code Save America, and get a 25% discount off of VIP and VIP Gold membership. So be sure to do that. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching the Ed Morrissey Show.